Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and here we have a ladder game being played between QXC, he's the blue Terran over here on the right side of Lost Temple, and his opponent today is going to be ClouD, the Italian player. He is the red Terran here on the far left spawn. So here we go, cross positions, TVT on Lost Temple. So did you guys enjoy that little presentation there down in the bottom right? Because I just recently got a green screen set up and it is a lot of fun to mess with. So if you liked that, please feel free to leave some comments below saying whether you liked it or whether it was stupid or whether you can think of some ideas that I can actually use that green screen in these casts aside from just introducing the players. I feel it adds a little bit more of a personal touch. I'm not just a voice behind the scenes anymore. You can actually see my face down there, and that's kind of fun to me. And I hope you guys also noticed the player pictures and all the little miniature biography there that I put for each player. If you guys like that, please let me know as well. I'm going to work on trying to make that look as good as I can. But anyway, into the actual game. This replay was posted on Twitter by one of these players, and I felt like casting it because it's pretty back and forth and has a lot of good opportunities for like picture-in-picture and stuff, and I just want to get all my little technical post-production effects and features into one cast. I think that'd be kind of fun. So here we go into the game. Probably going to be seeing a lot of mirror action here actually, since TVT almost always is set up like that, but ClouD actually being a little bit different, not dropping a refinery right after that barracks. He's saving up a lot of minerals right now for seemingly no reason. Not sure when he's going to actually spend some of that money. Maybe he's going for a super ultra fast expand, I'm not sure, but most typical Terrans will have a refinery up by this point. He is getting just 2 Marines queued up and another supply depot very quickly, as well as that orbital command, whereas QXC is only getting 1 Marine and an orbital command, but he's already got a big head start on gas. And I'm not sure still why ClouD is going for this mineral-only build this far into the game. QXC already started scouting around. He scouted the close position first, as did ClouD. Neither player going to find anything at those close positions, but ClouD already has a Marine out. He's microing him quite well, trying to take out this SCV. Even sends another SCV to block it. Interesting. ClouD really doesn't want QXC to see that he has no gas set up right now, but ClouD still has not discovered QXC's base on this far cross position here. Soon he will, but there's already 2 Marines out, so neither player going to get the scouting information that they desire. You do see a command center coming up for ClouD. Is this SCV going to go down? Oh no! QXC lost his scouting SCV, but ClouD did not. Good moving, good micro there by ClouD, but we do see this command center coming down now extremely quickly after this first barracks is completed. Now a refinery, actually 2 refineries coming at the same time for ClouD. I'm surprised he didn't throw up number 3 and 4 if this was his plan all along. Factory coming up now for QXC. He's easing into a 1-1-1 build, just hanging out, doing some mining and gas collecting with his SCVs, building a supply depot sort of wall back here, and maybe in case any Hellions show up, they won't be able to escape out the back here. They'll only have 1 point of entry, so he could actually do a sort of surround here with Marines or Marauders if any Hellions get in there. So I like to see that forethinking. ClouD doing somewhat of a similar action here with his supply depots blocking that back mineral line as well. He's starting to get a factory up now on his own. Tech lab already complete though for QXC. Soon the production will probably change out of these 2 players away from just Marines now that there's a tech lab factory. A single tank is being produced, so it looks like both players are getting set up for some tank battles. No add-ons for either building here just yet for ClouD. He should be adding a tech lab either onto the barracks or the factory. There comes a tech lab now and a starport going up. Did QXC get a starport started? Yes, he did. He is way behind though on this expansion though. ClouD trying to take an early economic advantage. 24 harvesters to 21 and 2 orbital commands already, allowing for multiple mules. QXC hasn't been over there since his SCV was denied, so he doesn't know about that just yet. ClouD using some excess energy. Since he has 2 orbital commands, he can actually do that. Drops a scan right there, checking out everything in QXC's base. I believe he did see that starport. The scans have pretty wide range there. Yes, he did see the starport. It was just a little too early to see this tech lab actually coming up on it, though. Back to production tab. Siege tech being researched for both players. A Viking coming out for ClouD quite quickly. Nothing yet out of the starport, although a tech lab did just finish, so QXC will be getting a Raven out of there, folks, and he will be getting some more Marines as soon as his supply depot finishes, and there it does. He's continuing this great wall of depots through his refinery here, maybe even continuing all the way around his command center to protect it. I'm not sure, but actually neither player has built a Hellion yet, so in terms of Hellion protection, these are just a little bit excessive. ClouD going a little bit different route with his supply depots. He's just trying to get full coverage of his main base area so that any drops will be spotted as fast as possible. QXC started to do that a little bit with this depot, protecting against drops a slight amount, keeping his Marines sort of in the middle instead of down at the front, just in case any attacks come from the back. Starport now switching on to this reactor. Now that the first Raven is out, it looks like he wants to focus a little more on Vikings or Medivacs. In terms of upgrades, ClouD does have Stimpak started now, and I don't think QXC actually has any of those upgrades completed. No, he doesn't even have a tech lab on a barracks anywhere. A reactor coming up on this one here to get more Marines out. Command center finally being built for QXC, so soon he will be trying to catch up here. But look at this gigantic advantage ClouD already has. 42 harvesters against 28. QXC is going to be a little bit late to the mineral gathering party, and I think ClouD intends that to continue the rest of the game. He might be expanding first yet again. We can see the resource count here, but we can't see actually how many minerals were mined up to this point or gas. APM, I hardly ever look at APM, but might as well take a glance at it just to get a feel for it. ClouD is up over 300 right now. Averages for both players around 150. Production tab, back up. We have two Vikings coming in from QXC. There's already a landed Viking here from ClouD. In case these Vikings want to land up on the cliff, they will be blasted at immediately by these siege tanks. I like this move here. So these Vikings essentially can't do anything right now. They cannot land on the cliff. They cannot land down here. There's just good tank coverage from ClouD. Also a missile turret already up, waiting for an attack. +1 infantry weapons are researching. Stimpak being researched as well. QXC just hanging around with these Vikings just in case. He can at least get some vision down here if ClouD starts to try and shoot at him. Yes, he will, but he should be trying to take out these destructible rocks next. Yes, he is. More Vikings out now for QXC. Starting to move a little bit here with some tanks and Marines. He does have Siege Tech already finished. Does not have Stim, though. Actually, did ClouD have Stim? I feel like he did. Or did upgrade that already. Yes, he did. Armory coming up now. Might even see some Thors coming out of ClouD here soon after a couple more siege tanks. Vikings now starting to bunch up with this Raven. Lots of tanks and Marines on the move. QXC going for a nice 11-minute attack here. Drops a scan to see where ClouD's army is. He's going to see it retreating right now. So is he going to posture up at the Zelnaga Tower? He didn't bring any SCVs, which makes me think he's not going to build any bunkers or turrets. They're just going to start their positioning for these tank and Viking battles, it looks like, and this tank is going to venture out just to see what's going on, and he gets blasted into oblivion by this 4-tank line of QXC. Bunch of Vikings coming in now. They could land right on top of these tanks and get them to sort of splash each other, but there's a lot of Marines right here, and they would clean that up very quickly. Again, I really like this landed Viking up here on the cliff. It's not too much of a resource drain just to have that there, and it prevents your cliff from being dropped by essentially anything. So very, very nice move. I like it a lot. ClouD drops a scan there on the Zelnaga Tower just to see exactly how large QXC's army is. Is he going to actually try and take out this Viking? No, it doesn't look like it. Marines stimming up out of ClouD with no medevacs in the air. He's got a couple on the way, but still, that weakens his entire force now against QXC. QXC getting another command center built, so it looks like he is planning ahead while still doing this positioning dance here with his tanks and Vikings. All kinds of units being produced, all kinds of upgrades coming out, combat shields, weapons level 1, stuff like that. We have Vikings up here for vision, granting vision to these siege tanks down on the low ground. He manages to snag a few kills there and a tank kill. Very nice for QXC. He's also in range of this reactor, so he's going to begin shooting away at that. He needs his Vikings actually to get a little bit closer. Now it looks like he's trying to bait the army of ClouD. He stims a second time with the bulk of these Marines, putting them into pretty low health. It looks like QXC has a slight advantage here, but with these tanks still remaining here. He's going to be able to blast away. You see all those Marines just evaporating against that tank line. So QXC left with only 3 tanks and a Raven against a good number of tanks, 5 of them, and a single medevac here out of ClouD. Is he going to continue to blast at this reactor? Yes, he is. There's one more tank from ClouD able to shoot back down there, but he does not want to risk losing it, as it would just be 1 against 3. The reactor is finally finished off by QXC, so he got a little bit of a nice advantage there. Let's look at units lost right now. ClouD way on the losing end there, 3,800 resources against 2,650. Current army value, QXC is slightly ahead as well, and harvester count is now evened up. QXC taking a 3rd base right now as this aggression starts to get cleaned up by ClouD. So QXC did start to send some reinforcements, but now it looks like maybe he's not going to want to continue with this. He loads up these 2 tanks into a medevac. Where is he going to head with that? I'm not sure, but these couple of Vikings, what just happened there? The Vikings actually landed and started shooting away at the tanks. This Raven is still around. He dropped an auto turret there. Medevac still picking up and dropping landed Vikings. That's what happened. Okay, so he landed a Viking and then picked it up in his medevac. He is actually going to lose probably everything here to these Stim Marines with their combat shields, +1 upgrades, and Stim Pack. QXC, on the other hand, has 0-0, no Stim Pack, no concussive shells, and no combat shields. Pretty interesting that he hasn't invested in any of that research yet, but now these Army Lost tab are very, very even. Harvester count, QXC should be taking a lead now with this 3rd base. He has not flipped it over to an orbital command yet, but he does have 10 more harvesters than ClouD does. Lots of Marines coming out for QXC. Looks like ClouD is taking a defensive posture here at the Zelnaga Tower. He doesn't want QXC back here containing him. Also floating over an orbital command. He has an SCV finishing off the destructible rocks there. Hardly ever see that. Got 2 more refineries already queued up there and a bunch of SCVs now hitting the high yield minerals. So ClouD should be taking a slight advantage again in minerals very soon. QXC needs to flip this into either an orbital command or a planetary fortress at some point just to get an advantage. He's got 4 barracks up, no, 6 barracks up, soon to be 3 factories and a single starport. He's got turrets going up all over the place to protect against drops, lots of supply depots coming up, getting double engineering bay for +1/+1 for his infantry. Look at this, ClouD already moving up to weapons level 3 for his Marines and weapons level 2 for his tanks. Does he have a Thor out? He did get that armory, obviously, but has not built a single Thor out of there yet, I don't believe. Look at units tab, and no, he does not. QXC way ahead on harvesters, still 73-60, but the mineral count is still very, very even just because mules on high yield minerals are pretty crazy. Command center coming up now for ClouD, so soon he'll be on 4 bases. He wants to be on 4 bases. And QXC moving around the map now with a medevac loaded with a tank and 4 Marines, dropping right outside this turret. ClouD responds with 7 Marines of his own, trying to take out... Oh, a couple of Marines actually got popped there. While still in the medevac, so QXC not having too much success there, but he did another drop down here on the bottom side of ClouD's main. ClouD trying to move some tanks around, it looks like, but he is going to lose at least 2 depots here to this little octo drop from QXC, maybe even a tank as well. QXC does have Stim now, so he is on even footing in that regard, but these Marines do have 2-0 weapons. The tanks already have 1-0 weapons, and it looks like ClouD is going to be doing a drop of his own here soon to take out the drop of QXC. So medevacs and Marines taking out medevacs and Marines, evening up the scores there. Units lost, still very even. ClouD has lost more, but QXC's lost more value. Harvester counts way in QXC's favor now, 81-63. He's just churning them out of these 3 command centers. This one now turned into a planetary fortress. QXC coming down here to see if he can spot these medevacs. 2 medevacs full of Marines, 15 Marines and 2 medevacs. Bite the dust right there to QXC. Great positioning, great defensive thinking. He knew that there were those medevacs there from just a second ago and sent those Marines as quickly as he could to get over there and take out 15 Marines and 2 medevacs. Now if we look at units lost, way in QXC's favor. Actual army size, sort of up in the air. QXC has a higher mineral count, and he does have more supply, 193 against 162. So QXC's production capabilities are much higher right now than ClouD's, but ClouD does have the higher upgrades. 3-0 weapons for the infantry, 2-0 for his vehicles. QXC, I believe, is still on 1-1, now getting 2-2 upgraded there from that double engineering bay. Does not have an armory up yet from what I've seen, plus 3 tank weapons coming up, vehicle weapons I should say, since it actually affects other things besides tanks, but QXC just being really aggressive here with his medevac and dropship stuff still. Medevac and marine stuff, I should say, his drops, not drop ships. ClouD actually took this island base with that command center that he built here on the side of the high yield. He's now on 4 bases, although his main is mined out, so he's really on 3 bases. QXC also on about 3 bases. One of them is a high yield. He did get a command center up over here. Still has not morphed it into a planetary fortress or a orbital command yet. Look at his minerals, it's over 2,000. He's at max supply, 200. He's trying another drop right now. He's got about 16 marines and a couple of medevacs floating over, trying to stop ClouD from expanding anywhere. Now continuing to move. Look at these marines being patrolled right here, just waiting for more drops. And QXC now going to be the one to lose a medevac full of marines, but at least he didn't lose the second one. Trying to do a drop now on ClouD's island expansion. There are some turrets